Hello, YouTubers and all those who happen to watch. Hope you guys are all doing quite well. So, this is generally a topic that I was looking at a couple days ago and I was sort of chuckling about it. Now, this person, of course, was saying that information should be free. For example, he's saying video games or anything in general, such as media, should be free. So, all the effort people go through should be free. So, for example, applications from, TurboTax or anything like that, or some sort of, video editing software, music, and all this stuff generally should be free. That's generally what he's saying. He's saying that if a vendor's selling an apple, you should be able to take that apple for free from that person. No problem. Now, of course, I do see the underline in the margin when it comes to large corporations and enterprises selling the mass material, that they're generally making more money than the money of the item is worth. I can understand that to a degree. At the same time, I can look at what he's saying and just bluntly see that what he's masking of what he's generally saying is that he's cheap and he doesn't want to pay for this material, so therefore he's thinking of a scapegoat to blurt out, oh yes, it should be free, I want it. So, okay, let me get this straight. A vendor sells, just generally sells something, right? Say, for example, an independent company don't have barely a penny to their name. Their product happens to be very good. It's a decent piece of software, an application, whatever it can be, a game, movie, music, whatever it can be. So they ask for a humble price of, $15. You can have full access to this, support all this, which is fine and dandy. That's very reasonable. It stands by the product. So you're getting more than your money's worth for that product. They're getting money from the customer and they're able to support their said enterprise. So I don't understand what the holy hell is in this guy's brain, but personally, I'd rather pay that person the money to obtain that information and enjoy the contents of that information, which is of course being whatever else. Now, when it comes to free enterprise, when it comes to information, there's libraries. Absolutely, there's information from those libraries. The internet provides a lot of free information. So this guy, of course, is generally, whoever says otherwise is generally a sheep in his opinion. That's generally it. You're a sheep if you disagree with him. What? So, while I agree to an extent there should be information available, at the same time I can also see that there should also be an option for that information to be free or variably charged. At the same time, I can also see that there's always an excess charge for certain applications when they really sometimes aren't really worth that much for what they valued are. Now, while there is some sort of support for that, $400 pieces of equipment, you're also extendable to have to upgrade that eventually, so that's another $400. Again, I can understand the cost of this type of stuff is expensive and some people think it's excessive. But if you look at the productivity of how they create this software, generally if it's a brand new piece of software that's somewhat innovative and as well as a useful application, I can see the point of some of where the money's going. It's going towards some of their staff, people who developed it, advertising, the designer of making the stuff on the box, or if it's digital, some of the advertisements of the application, how it looks from like a, storefront point of view. So, again, I really do not disagree with him up to a degree, where I think that there should be a margin line where people should be able to the right to be able to have an income when it comes to some of the software. At the same time, depending on what kind of software it is, there should be no right for someone just to freely take it. It's like, what's the point of these people making this software if people are just going to take it from them and take money out of their pocket for all the time, effort, and as well as the spendable income. Now, there's websites out there such as Spybot Search and Destroy. They have an option where you can donate to them. They have this as an option. Otherwise, it's a free application that you can use for your computer. It's just like me going over and saying, okay, I just want a free copy of it. I just want to watch this movie. I'm just going to bootleg, A Hobbit. It's like, What? To me, that's again acidine, to even personally to think that way. It's like if you're supposedly so open-minded about things, it's sure very segregated in the way you're consuming it. Because if you're saying that a person who works and puts a lot of time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears into a project they're passionate about and merely want to charge something for it, I don't see the problem. Such as someone publishing a novel or a book or something that which has self-help or something to do with an instructional membrane to it, and they want a little bit of income from this, from the publishing, from the distribution, and all that thing of that nature. That's fine. I mean, eventually the book's going to be like $3 or something in a Barnes & Noble, wherever distributes this said information. But past that, I mean, most of the time there is also optional free information too from the said similar subject. But again, I digress. I'm gonna go put my little sheepy head on, put my little pirate hat on my head. I'll call it a little loom pilot, like a pirate hat. And I'm gonna watch out for all the Apache helicopters coming over my house right now for having a free and very open mind when it comes to certain subjects. Again, I am completely sorry to this gentleman if he thinks otherwise, that I am just going to assume that, okay, everything should be free. No. It's like, if I want that apple that badly, I'm that hungry, and I have the income to afford that apple, I'll bite that apple and, of course, pay the vendor. That's all there is to it. That is my opinion. I'm sticking to it. If the apple is quality, I'll come back for more. There's absolutely nothing sheepy about that, again, whatsoever. Have a good day. Lates.